Welcome back to No Apologies on Beck. I am Lori Hins. With me is co-hosting tonight Matt Simon. I'm going to call you Matthew all the time, but Matt Simon. And then also with us over here is candidate for the City Commission in Bismarck, Mike Connelly. Mike, thanks for joining us.
Absolutely.
Well, I'm excited to talk to you a little bit tonight, just to introduce you to the public because you are running for office now. Have you run for office before?
Yes, 2 years ago I also ran for Bismarck City Commission, and that was when all of the world shut down on March 7th, and things got interesting in a different way.
It is. I remember that well because I was doing the same. So it's kind of difficult to campaign when everybody's locked in their houses. That is the...
Exactly, and then Secretary of State's information that came out was they didn't encourage knocking on doors, and I work in the long-term care area, so it gets a little more interesting even at that.
Oh, I'm certain too. Well, let's hear a little bit about Mike Connelly. Tell us a little bit about you and your background and what you're running for here.
Okay. Well, I moved here in 1991 to go to University of Mary, and since then I've accomplished getting 3 degrees, addiction counseling, social work, and then I also got a master's in 2016 in business. But met my wife there, and we decided to make this our home. We have 2 adopted children, 15 and 13, and I just really think that Bismarck is the best that North Dakota has to offer. So I work very diligently as a citizen in trying to find avenues that create the environment where we can be a little bit better tomorrow than today.
I know about you that you follow all of the city and county things really closely.
Yeah, I was really surprised. 4.5 years ago, I started listening to some of the meetings, or nearly 5 years ago, and then all of a sudden I found out there were more. So then I started listening to them, and it got to be a lot. And 3.5 years ago, I created a page on Facebook because of a conversation that happened at one of the meetings that I actually attended. And it was, how does 95,000 people with different perspectives, which is Burleigh County, share those perspectives respectfully? Because it's hard to grow forward if we don't respect one another. And in ways that help the decision makers make those decisions to where we can create that better tomorrow.
What's the name of your page?
It's We the People of Burleigh County, Bismarck, Schools, Parks and Rec, and so it's those 4 government subs, but then there's all of these advisory meetings as well. And it's about 43 hours a month is what they average between all of the meetings.
Wow.
So it was an investment, but I break them down into a simpler form and allow people the opportunity to comment on them. A lot of people don't comment on the face page because of the intimidation that social media and everything brings, but I get anywhere from 30 to 150 messages a week on private messages.
So they'll contact you privately so that they don't have to go and get lambasted by everybody and give you. Well, that's great though. So you're getting those opinions and you've got that dialogue then with the public already.
Yeah, and the learning curve has just been straight up. I've learned so many things, and I actually want people to contact me because that's how you learn more. And then I can connect dots where maybe other people can't because I've been in so many different areas. There's the Board of Adjustment, there's the Human Zone Board meeting, there's Burleigh County. And there's things that people miss if you only listen to the local stuff.
Sure.
And they impact Bismarck in significant ways.
Was there one main factor that made you decide that it was time for you to run for the City Commission again here, Mike?
I really have a passion for being productive on behalf of people that may be intimidated or may not have that same confidence in doing it. I've learned a long time ago from a friend of mine, it's if given the opportunity to do a good thing for another person and you have the resources to do so, then your only answer is yes. When I started that page, I didn't know I had 43 hours of resources, having a family and everything, and then yet I do now. And it's led into other things, and I think I can be beneficial, not only at a table where it's more of a negotiation because you're only presented a few choices, but actually going out there and engaging and actually making differences. Say, I've had conversations this week in impacting a workforce in areas of need here that may offer some opportunities that haven't been discussed before. And or talking to in relation to an area that's kind of bogged down in bureaucracy, and maybe we can simplify that with existing systems instead of trying to recreate the wheel.
Excellent. Matthew, do you have any questions for him?
Yeah, so you attend a copious amount of these meetings. Do you find that most of them are well attended by the general public, or some more so than others?
It really depends on the topic, but in our society, as people become more informed and more passionate, there has been a uptick in involvement, whether it's local, whether it's state, whether it's national, and some of it's been great, some of it hasn't been good. But the thing is that it's a growing experience. If we can grow through that and grow into something better on the other side, then it's worth that growth. My first degree is addiction counseling. A lot of people end up in very challenged things and they did a lot of wrong things. But then as they start figuring things out and they work with good people, they can get to the other side that really turns into some magnificent things. That's essentially what people do that engage in, say, a political venue or a lot of other type of things, is they might not know what they're getting into, get it wrong a little bit, and then can really do some dynamic things for other people going forward.
So you can bring to the City Commission kind of a good perspective because you have that rapport already with the public.
I believe so, definitely. And it's not just Bismarck. Some of the city people that I've talked to, they've said, you can connect dots because we get paid to be at these meetings, but we don't listen to these meetings. And like say in the county area, we have an extraterritorial area. And I truly believe it takes every neighborhood to make a city good. It takes every Bismarck or business district to allow the opportunity for a community to thrive. It shouldn't be one area against another. We shouldn't be picking winners and losers. We should try to empower better conversations so all of it can grow appropriately.
You have some further goals that you would like to accomplish if you were elected to the City Commission in Bismarck?
Oh, absolutely. I would. One of the mechanisms that is not really prevalent throughout the country is that finding ways to where development takes care of itself beyond 10 years. On the closer side of things, it does pretty good at taking care of itself. But long term, the maintenance ends up being an extra cost to the entire community. Mm-hmm. So if we can find a way to cover some of those, now we can help our downtown thrive, we can help development thrive, and we can be in a unique place. Give you an example. Everybody probably knows that the federal government just went $30 trillion in debt. And what happens when they start pulling back some of those federal funding? Well, then state and city, do we fill it in? Do we increase taxes? Or where do the cuts come? And it's going to hurt everybody. So if we can figure out some of the things that we know is a bleeder and fix it on this end and lead from the pack, then we're in a better position when those hard times come. We're nobody else. We don't want to be the next Detroit.
Right, all true. Well, thank you very much for coming in and telling us your story, and good luck to you in the election. When is the election, and what do people need to know?
Oh, I would say that based on my involvement and investment as a citizen, that I've laid it on the line for a long time, and they're only going to get more of that. It's almost a little bit more of a well-oiled machine, and I will take on anything I can that will lead to that next better us.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Thanks, Mike.